Hey, welcome back to the third part of our journey. Like the other two, it's a different story to tell. I hope you like it. In some ways, you might say this journey was about the cats. We'd take them for a walk 2 times a day. We go out in the desert for 6 days or so, and then we come back into town and dump our tanks, and that was the routine for about 6 weeks. Just east of Yuma is Winter Haven in California, all government land, and we'd go out there for 5 or 6 days, finding some place to park that was beautiful. We'd walk the desert for a mile or 2 almost every day. The cats we want to walk in the vegetation, which ran in streaks because of the waterways. We would let them out without their leashes because they could only go left or right. And what did they want to do? They wanted to hunt. Portia was the huntress, and she loved to hunt. She would go this way and that along the vegetation and hunt and hunt and hunt until she finally found her favorite prey, a lizard. Portia finally learned her Indian name, Lizard Breath, because she caught one. She was so excited. In fact, she caught 4 lizards. Though she was the huntress, sadly, Brother's Indian name was Moves Too Slow. After our desert time, we'd come back to our favorite place, Rovalinda RV Park, where they had chickens. And of course, the cats went crazy trying to get a chicken. They'd go this way and that. They never got one, but they tried hard. Mostly they just hung around and waited until we could go back into the desert. Other things happened too, of course, like this ugly eye. Turned out to be nothing, but it did scare us a little. One day while we were walking in the desert, we met this cool guy by the name of Jeff, and he told us about an open pit mine a couple of miles away that we'd never heard of before. So Stacy got into his 4x4 and I followed him on my bike, and I rode this 2.5 miles, and we found this open pit mine that we never would have seen without his help. Another adventure happened on one of our mile walks. As you look at the desert, you see there are rocks out there. A closer look will show you there's even more rocks. Well, I didn't see all the rocks. I tripped and shredded my already injured Achilles tendon. My foot started to swell and turn black and blue. We went to the hospital because it scared us. Yeah, they sent us to a specialist who said, you better go home and have surgery on this. And so we decided to do that, but first, we still had things we wanted to see in the desert, and we took some time to do that. We spent a lot of time in the Winter Haven area, 6 weeks probably, and started home, and we'll hit a couple of museums on the way, but first, another adventure. It was on our second day. I was backing into a slip, and Stacy was yelling, "Stop! Stop!" Well, I thought I knew what I was doing, but then it happened. Man, the gusher of water came up. Bam! I'd hit the water spigot. Water shot 8 to 10 feet in the air, all muddy in a fountain. It was a mess. Water everywhere. They had to shut off the water for the whole park. And Stacy was so pissed at me because I didn't listen to her. It took 4 men and about an hour and a half to fix the problem. And when they did, everything was fine. Except that it was mighty cold in that RV that night, let me tell you. Well, life goes on and things calm down, and we found ourselves on our way home at this little Air and Space Museum in New Mexico, White Sands, where a lot of the early space exploration was done. So a few hundred miles later in Oklahoma, we took another break from our trip home to this little Route 66 museum in Eagle, Oklahoma. Just a sweet little town with a great little museum. So how long did it take you to learn your skill?
I've been piddling at it ever since I was 16.
Yeah?
I've been involved with this group for the last, I believe it was 6 years.
Oh, uh-huh.
So trying to formalize some of my work.
What are you making?
I'm working on a heart right now.
A heart?
If y'all got time,
You can have that.
I'll finish it out and y'all can take it with you.
No, I'm just fascinated.
Well, it's just like, when we get it hot, it's like cold. We can move it.
So the Smiths were the engineers of their time, weren't they?
Yes.
Well, that was our last little stop. We could see the weather was turning, and so it was time to head home. So here's a recap of our trip. Remember, we went across Michigan and followed the colors down through the east, and then across Tennessee, all the way to Texas, where we met my Aunt Kathy and Meow Wolf, down the Texas coast and across the wasteland of Texas, wasteland that is, and spent much time in Yuma and Winter Haven. Then we went home, and right there near Tucson is where the water disaster happened. The Space Museum, and on into Arizona where there was the 66 Museum, and from there was a warm front, so we followed the warm front all the way home back to Michigan. There you have it. It was a 6,000-mile trip over those 5 months. Just my lovely wife, our 2 cats, and me, and we wouldn't have it any other way.